Crafted to fit all sizes, this crochet bralette is a celebration of every body type. Hey there, gorgeous! Today I'll be sharing with you this pretty crochet Penelope bralette design with sheer elegance and comfort in mind. Also learn how to change yarn colors effortlessly, perfect for beginners. This black and white bikini top is also a free pattern you can get your hands on in the link below. The tools we'll need to make this top is a 3mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, a tape measure, a tapestry needle, and most importantly, a black and white yarn from Cascade Fixation, which you can go check out in the link below. We'll first start with our black yarn. We'll work up a slip knot. I'm making a size small, so I'll go ahead and chain 68. And don't forget to go check out all the other sizes which I've placed in the link below. Once you've completed all your chains, it should be able to fully cover the entire front of your chest. Now to start the next row, we'll chain once more as our turning chain. Now for the next row, we'll be working a half double crochet stitch. You'll yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain from your hook. You'll draw up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all loops. You'll continue to work half double crochet stitches all the way across. Once you've completed all your stitches, before completing that last stitch, we'll prepare to change yarn colors. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook, you'll draw up a loop. So instead of pulling through the black yarn, go ahead and grab your white yarn and pull through all 3 loops to close up that stitch. You'll chain 1 and turn your work. From here, we'll be working with the white yarn, so you can go ahead and snip off the black yarn. Now for the next row, we'll be working half double crochet stitches into each stitch all the way across. So through that first stitch, you'll yarn over, insert your hook, drop a loop, yarn over, and pull through all loops. Another great way to hide all these excess tail is to bring them forward in your stitches and crochet over them. Now go ahead and work half double crochet stitches into each stitch all the way across. On your last stitch, you'll chain 1, turn your work, and work another row of half double crochet stitches using this white yarn all the way across, and we'll prepare to change yarn colors at the end of this row. Once you've worked your way all the way across, on your last stitch, you'll yarn over, insert your hook, you'll drop a loop, and before closing up that stitch, go ahead and grab your black yarn and pull through all 3 loops to close up that stitch. You'll chain 1 to turn and snip off the white yarn. Now for the next row, we'll work another row of half double crochet stitches using the black yarn, and I'll meet you back here once we're at the end of this row. Once you've completed all 4 rows, here I've placed 2 stitch markers in the middle point of this row, which is on the 34th and 35th stitch. Now for the next row, we'll be working on one side of the cup. So on your first stitch, you'll go ahead and work a decrease stitch or a half double crochet 2 together. You'll yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch, you'll draw up a loop, you'll yarn over again, insert your hook into the next stitch, you'll draw up a loop, you'll yarn over and pull through all loops. That will be your first decrease stitch. Next, you'll work 1 half double crochet stitch all the way across until the 3rd last stitch before the stitch marker. You can go ahead and remove that stitch marker and then work another decrease stitch ending just before that 2nd stitch marker. I know some of you might be saying that working with black yarn is difficult to see, but with some extra light and knowing your stitch spacing, this does help in making it a lot easier, and I promise to walk you through step by step so that my explanation will guide you through this tutorial. Now for the next row, you'll chain 1 and you'll continue to work decreases on every row. So let's do this again. We'll work a decrease stitch or a half double crochet two together into that first and second stitch. You'll work a half double crochet stitch all the way across until the third last stitch. And on your last two stitches, you'll work a half double crochet two together, decrease stitch. You'll chain one, you'll turn your work, and you'll continue to work decreases at the beginning and at the end of each row, and I'll meet you back here once you have 3 stitches left on your hook. On your last row, you should have 3 stitches remaining. So from here, we'll be working a decrease of half double crochet 3 stitches together. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook, and draw up a loop, and repeat this 2 more times. And once you have all loops on your hook, you'll yarn over and pull through all loops. You'll chain one to secure and bind off. Now let's go ahead and repeat the same thing that we did on the other side, starting from the first stitch marker all the way across. So go ahead and remove that second stitch marker. You'll insert your hook where that stitch marker was, as you can see, that space next to the decrease stitch. You'll insert your hook, draw up a loop, and you'll chain one to secure. Now let's work our decrease stitch into that first and second stitch, and also feel free to bring the yarn tail forward and work over it so that you'll have less tails to weave in later on. So you'll work your first decrease stitch, and you'll work a half double crochet stitch into each stitch all the way across until the third last stitch. On the last 2 stitches, go ahead and work a decrease stitch to complete this row. Chain 1, you'll turn your work and continue to work decrease stitches at the beginning and at the end of the row until you have 1 last stitch remaining. And go ahead and bind off, and I'll meet you back here once you're all done. And this is how both cups should look like once completed. Now we'll be adding the straps. So go ahead and grab your white yarn. You insert your hook into the right side at the top of the cup. You'll draw up a loop and start working chains. I'll be working 100 chains, which will give me about 16.5 inches or about 42 centimeters in length. And once you've completed all chains, for the next row, you'll yarn over and insert your hook into the second chain from your hook and work a half double crochet. Go ahead and work that half double crochet stitch all the way across. Once you've worked all your stitches along the chains, make sure you're facing the outer side of the cup, and you'll be working half double crochet stitches through the rose post. First, go ahead and work at the top of the cup and work 1 half double crochet stitch. And now into the rose side, you'll be working 2 half double crochet stitches into each row. Make sure to only work through the first post on each row. Once you've worked all the way down, it should look something like this. Now on your last stitch, you'll chain 1 and turn your work. From here, we'll just be working half double crochet stitches all the way across until the end of the strap. Once you have all stitches done, on your last stitch, we'll get ready to switch yarns. So on our last stitch, you'll yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, go ahead and take your black yarn and pull through all loops to close up that stitch. Chain 1 to secure and snip off the white yarn. You'll turn your work, and into that first stitch, you'll be working half double crochet stitches while carrying along the excess tail. You'll do this all the way across until the end of the cup. Once you've worked all your way down, we'll now be working on the back ties. So into that first stitch, you'll work a double crochet stitch, and you'll continue to work 9 more double crochet stitches. On your last stitch, you'll chain 1, you'll turn your work. Now for the next row, we'll be working a decrease stitch. So go ahead and work that double crochet 2 stitches together into that first and second stitch. Yarn over and pull through all loops. Now into the third stitch, you'll just work a double crochet stitch all the way across. On your last stitch, you'll chain 1, turn your work, and for the following rows, we'll just be working double crochet stitches into each stitch. And once you've reached the top of the tie and into that last 2 stitches, you'll work a decrease stitch. You'll chain 1 and turn your work and work another set of decrease stitches along the top of the tie. Next, you'll work 1 double crochet stitch into every stitch, and you'll do this at the top of every row until you have 4 stitches remaining. Once you have 4 stitches remaining, you can stop decreasing and work 4 double crochet stitches for a total of 73 rows, making the ties about 12 inches or 31 centimeters. Once you've completed one set of the ties, go ahead and work on the opposite side, and then we'll finish off by working on the top edging. Once you've completed adding both ties, we'll now work along the neckline. Go ahead and take your white yarn. You'll insert your hook into the second stitch from the bottom of the strap. Draw up a loop and chain 1 to secure. Now you'll skip 2 stitches and into the third stitch, which is at the top of the cup, and work a half double crochet. From here, you'll work 2 half double crochet stitches into every row by working through the first post. You'll do this all the way across, and I'll meet you back here once we're at the bottom of the cup. Once you've reached that last row at the bottom of the cup, we'll be working a half double crochet 2 together on both stitches. And then we'll proceed to work on the second cup by working 2 half double crochet stitches on every row all the way till the top of the cup. On your last stitch at the top of the cup, you'll skip 2 stitches and work a slip stitch into the second stitch on the strap. For the next row, you'll work 2 slip stitches going up the strap. You'll turn your work without working a chain. You'll skip the 2 slip stitches and work a half double crochet stitch into the third stitch, and you'll continue to work half double crochet stitches all the way across until the top of the second cup. And once you've reached the top of the second cup, you'll skip 2 stitches and work a slip stitch to close up the row and a chain 1 to secure. Go ahead and bind off this white yarn. Now our last step would be to add another black edging to the top of the bralette. Now you'll insert your hook at the top of the strap on the inner side. Go ahead and grab your black yarn and draw up a loop. You'll chain 1 to secure. On this row, we'll just be working half double crochet stitches into each stitch all the way across. And don't forget to work around the excess tail for less weaving. On your last stitch, go ahead and bind off. Now I want to show you real quick a tip on working with black yarn. For every stitch, the distance is roughly about half a centimeter or 1/8 of an inch apart. This will hopefully be able to guide you in working out how far each stitch is if it's too dark to see. I hope that helps and will not stop you from working with black yarn. And there you go. I hope you've enjoyed making this bralette, and if you did, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.